Hey there guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. So, that sounded like Golden, like there was no D in that Golden. Regardless, like I promised, we are going to do the fight with Mitsuo right now. However, first off, let's pat the fox. He does not appear to be happy. Sad. Sometimes you'll get free things from him. Also, 51,000 yen for healing? I don't think I want to do that. Simply for the fact that we are only, if I was continuing to grind, I would definitely do it. But we're really only fighting one boss. So if I can just get my SP up enough, that should be enough. Like using some snuff souls. Something like that, maybe, will be good, hopefully. We'll try it. I'm gonna save one more time before we do, just in case it doesn't end up working out. And Rise, would you take me to the boy? 2 episodes ago, we climbed the entire Void Quest, so we are already at the top and we're all ready to go. Continue from the end game. So as you saw just there, it said the door was sealed with a mysterious power. Previously on floor 7, we could continue without killing the boss, but we went back and killed the boss anyway, and we got the Orb of Darkness from the chest behind him. We actually needed that orb to progress through this door. You could make it to this door without killing that boss, but you wouldn't be able to make it through.
Look! There he is!
You, Mitsuo? You better be ready to pay, you bastard!
Wait, Kanji, something's not right.
Well, there's 2 of him, for starters.
Everyone gets on my nerves! That's why I did it! What do you think of that? Say something, damn it! Nobody even thought of me after the first 2 people. That's why I went for the 3rd one. I killed them!
That sounded like a confession, but why is his shadow so not arrogant and talkative?
What are you all quiet for?
Because I feel nothing.
What are you talking about? Makes sense, damn it!
What the? Which one's the shadow?
I have nothing. I am nothing. And you are me.
What? What's that supposed to mean? I'm not nothing!
No, if this keeps up...
Who are you guys? How'd you get in here? Damn it, who the hell are you? What are you doing here?
What else would we be doing here besides coming to, well, kick your ass and then get your ass?
Shut the hell up! We came after you!
Are you the killer?
Of course I am! I'm the one behind everything! I don't give a damn what this imposter's saying! You hear that? You have nothing to do with me! Get out of my sight! That goes for the rest of you too! Why'd you chase me all the way here? I'll kill you! I'll kill all of you!
Well, you tried with some of us already and it didn't really work last time. What makes you think it'll work this time?
I can do it, you know! I can do anything!
So you don't accept me?
What the... Ah!
Damn it, here we go again.
Get ready, everyone. Once we beat him, this case is as good as closed.
But we can't afford to fail now then. Against this thing.
Is that thing supposed to be a game character? Jeez, how insulting can he get?
You'll have to destroy the outer shell first.
Alright, so as you saw, the thing inside built this game character shell around itself. This shell is Mitsuo the hero.
It's a strong one. Don't lower your guard.
So we're gonna have to take out this thing first. We fused in the last episode Triglav, who has 35 strength, and oh my god, 37 agility. Holy cow, okay. Well, it also has Rakunda. And I think that's what I'm gonna use first, because we want to do as much damage to this shell as quickly as we can. Also, while I just get things set up and everything, I'll let you enjoy the wonderful song here. It's a nice 8-bit rendition of the battle theme. I think you'll enjoy it.
Counting on you! Persona!
I'll finish you! I am thou.
Those were some sweet misses we had there.
Slow!
Also, yes, that is how the boss attacks. It uses those old-style menus. I don't have any single target things. I don't. I guess we're just gonna Atom Smasher this guy. You saw when we critically hit him, unfortunately, we can't knock him down. However, we can still do lots of damage to him, provided we don't keep missing with our characters here. So we're about almost halfway done with the shell here. The shell has 1400 HP, I believe. I would like to Medea, I think. Yukiko is one level away from learning Medea Rama, so it's not unlikely at this point in the game that you could have Medea Rama and Divine Grace on Yukiko, which would pretty much guarantee a full HP heal on every character every turn. So if you're having troubles with this fight, you might consider leveling up Yukiko. I think level 44 is the level that you get Medea Rama at, and you should have Divine Grace already if you've been working on her social link at all. So if you're having troubles, that would be a good strategy, because I had a lot of troubles on this boss for quite some time, actually. I was pretty low level at the time, which I believe was the problem.
I am thou.
But he can be kind of tricky. We're about to get to the meat of the fight here, however, once we take down this outer shell, which we're about a turn away from doing. He also, as you can see, does get 2 turns per turn, for lack of a better idea, or a better way to say it. There we go. Nice dodge, Yosuke. So up until now, he'd only been attacking every single turn. That time, however, he used Bomb, which I believe when it hits, I think it dizzies the target and does damage to it.
Should we show him who's boss? Good
Damn
answer.
straight.
Ready or not?
So while we might not be able to knock the boss over or knock him down by critically hitting him or anything, the moment you break the... I have Rush on. Oh my gosh, I have Rush on. What was I doing? Come on, Jake. You might not be able to knock him over. However, you can get an all-out attack once you defeat the shell. You'll get it every time, guaranteed. So we want to do as much damage to this internal guy, who's the actual... He is Shadow Mitsuo, as opposed to the last guy was Mitsuo the hero.
Counting on you.
Just a slight discrepancy there. However, this guy's way stronger. He has 4,000 HP, as opposed to the 1,400 of the shell. So we have quite a ways to go. I'm not willing to take a risk here. I'm gonna just heal up. Yukiko, sorry, the opportunity cost of not healing is just too great, because then he does something like Magarula here. Luckily, none of us are weak to it. Nice dodge. Nice dodge. Okay, so... yeah, I guess we'll just keep it up with Atom Smasher. How much was this doing per hit? Ooh, only 60-something. Well, it could be worse, but he is under the effects of Rakunda, and that's still only doing 60-something, so... It's not great. It's not bad. Heroic Black Ball. Also, you might have seen something I should mention. You might have seen that at the beginning of this phase, the first thing he used was attack and then green wall, which gave him protection from Garla. In addition to giving him protection from Garla, what that did was let us know that he was going to be attacking with Garla, because he has the access to spells of every category. He could use Agi, Bufala, whatever he wanted to. And he'll let you know which he's going to use by whichever wall he casts on himself at the beginning. So if he had cast a red wall, I would have been defending with Chie this entire time to protect her from her weakness. Otherwise, he'd be getting 3 turns every single turn because he'd be knocking Chie down every time. Yeah, we just gotta keep it up with the Medea. We're kind of getting behind on our heals here. We need a turn of, like, low damage intake. On Chie especially. Okay, Whisper. That is the start of his building back up the shell.
The shell takes time to finish forming. Destroy it before that happens.
And just as Rise says, if we do enough damage, we can destroy the shell before it's fully formed, and then we won't have to do the 1400 damage again. And we'll knock him down and get the all-out attack. It's pretty much, it's what you want to do. This will also hopefully give us a little leeway in the damage intake we're taking, because Chie's HP is really low.
Guys, Chie-senpai's
Painfully low. And if we don't take any damage this time, I'm probably just gonna use a diorama on Chie to get her back in line with the rest of us. Right back at you, Shadow Mitsuo. So you're gonna use Stagnant Air and then maybe Poison Mist or something? Oh, Chant. Okay, that's his second move. We have to hurry up. One more of those, and he will fully form his outer shell, and we'll be in a world of hurt. Well, it won't really be that bad, but it would be problematic. I'd much rather destroy the outer shell before that happens. It'll make this fight way faster and way easier. I don't remember how much damage this takes, though, and or if it's a set amount, or if it's kind of random. I don't know. I'm gonna take a risk and go with Audilau here, just to try to get enough damage to knock him over again. Nope, that wasn't enough. And if we're unlucky here, he's going to... Oh, he didn't build the rest of his shell. Okay, sweet. So as long as we can knock him down this turn, this is the turn that we have to do it. Otherwise, I mean, I don't really know, but I'm assuming he will wake up next turn, or he'll finish building his shell next turn, should I say? I don't know why I said wake up. Oh, Chie's paralyzed with fear. That sucks.
Guys, Chie-senpai's
Okay.
really hurt.
Knock him down. Knock him down. Knock him down, Yukiko. Ah, sucks. Oh, we get another turn. Oh my gosh. It is random when he chooses to use his attacks, or his building up of himself. So this isn't unheard of. It's just unlikely. We're getting pretty lucky here. I'm also kind of playing it hot and loose here. We could die if we get unlucky, but I really don't want to run the risk of him. Oh, yeah, that sucks. So, I forgot this boss has Ghastly Wail. What Ghastly Wail does is instantly kill anybody who's feared. So because nobody came over with a wake-up hit and took off my fear, we were instantly killed. Homunculi don't save you from that either. So, luckily we can retry at the start of the floor, even though I did save at the bottom. So yeah, I guess I'll meet you back in that fight. Darn. GA guards. What the heck kind of transition was that? What happened?
I am bound.
I've never seen that happen before. It's not even that funny, but it is, because it's like, just because of Chie's pose when she was guarding, how she has one leg raised up, right? And then her other leg was standing on the ground, and the way the camera, like, flipped over and zoomed in, and her leg, like, met with one of the corners of the camera, like, it was just, like, that transition was destined to be that way, even though there's no way that transition was actually destined to be that way. But, oh, maybe it was! Oh my gosh, what, what? I don't even know how to handle that. Maybe I need to guard with Chie more? I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to take from this situation, except that is crazy and possibly intended, possibly unintended. Who knows? Anyway, so this time around I actually ended up cutting back a little sooner than I anticipated. However, that's because of the crazy transition of Chie's guard camera upside thingy that happens. However, as you can see, the boss decided to use Red Wall this time, which means he's using Augie every turn, so I'm having to defend with Chie. Otherwise, we'll be getting our weakness exploited like none other. Also, maybe I should consider switching personas to a magic persona, because it's apparent that magic is doing a lot of damage here. Yosuke is doing 150 with Garula, and it's like not even like an uncommon thing. So, let's...
Shell takes time.
Yes, we know, Rise, thank you. Huki is weak to fire, unfortunately. I'm not sure if the boss will continue to use fire or not, now that he's, like, formed his other half. You're also weak to fire. 30 magic versus 34 magic. Fuki would definitely be the answer. I'm going to take one more turn and use Rakunda, however, and extend the duration of Rakunda so that I know it won't fall off. I'm also going to start attacking with Chie here, simply because I really want to, this time around, not get owned by by a lot of things, actually. There's a lot of things that I don't want to happen this time around. I'd like to take out the shell before it finishes forming this time. So we didn't really have a chance to do that last time around. Aguilau, let's see how much you're gonna do. 130, that's not bad. That's actually really not bad. And then maybe a physical attack? No, evil touch, okay. Well, darn. Someone please wake me up. I would really like that a lot. I'm gonna switch to Fuki and use Garula and see how much that's gonna do. 125, that's not terrible. It's not fantastic, though. If Chie doesn't wake me up, I'm gonna take her turn.
Wake up!
Well, we knocked him down, which... It's kinda sad that we didn't get the all-out attack. However, it's not actually that bad, because I'm gonna actually use Rampage, because I know it will hit possibly up to 3 times. Because the boss is knocked down. I'm also going to use Aguilau here. Again, because the boss is knocked down. And it's going to do a lot of damage. 168, yeah. So we're in a pretty decent position here. He just took off Rakunda, but that's okay. Oh, he's already building his shell back up immediately, though. Like, not even messing around. I'm pretty sure he can go back into his normal phase of, like... Oh, I'm going to cast Green Wall and use Garula on you for the next 3 turns or whatever. This time he's like, nope, I want my shell. I want it now. So let's try to deny him again. Same story. We're just going to use magic. We were using physical last time and it wasn't working too well. But this magic is really doing a lot of damage, except for Chie. Chie was only doing about 90, so if Flat Spot does more... that did 0. But if Flat Spot does more next turn, then we'll stick with that. Otherwise, I'm going to switch back to Bufala. Oh, there goes his defense decrease again. He really does not want us to have that. Yosuke, I'm perfectly fine with leaving you feared, simply because you can withstand a hit. Last time when we died, Yosuke was also feared, but he didn't die. He was at 1 HP, because he can withstand the attack. Though I am sad that he lost his turn, but I think overall we're gonna come out ahead on damage by using Rakunda. 105, okay, Black Spot is better, barely.
Go forth!
I think the increased damage from everybody else's turn will offset the damage that we would have lost. Though I'm getting kind of sick of him using Dakunda every single turn. It makes me sad inside. Okay, thank God Evil Touch missed. So now we're kind of caught up a little bit. You know what? I'm just going to use Rakunda again, because again, I think the extra damage that the other 3 people will do is more than I could do myself. Because Darla does like 160? 150 instead of like 110? So yeah, definitely the right answer.
You ready?
Tempting, however, I think my all-out attack only does like 90. That's a tough decision. No, I'm not going to do it. I don't get the once more. However, I'm guaranteed for my next 2 attacks to hit, because you cannot miss while the boss is knocked down. 126, so that's an extra 20 for him being knocked down. And this will do 170, maybe? 160? 160 as opposed to 130. That's like an extra 50 damage. That might not have been the right choice. But it's the choice we made. We'll try it the other way around next time, assuming we kill this shell before it forms again. I'm just gonna keep it up with the Rakunda train here. I mean, we're burning our SP like it's midnight oil here, but it's really worth it. I mean, we were really high on SP, but we're burning like 12 every turn, which makes you go through your SP very quickly. But I think it's worth it. Chie, I really want to heal you. However, Yukiko does so much damage. He might form his entire shell this turn. There's Chant, and he might do the other move this turn as well. Yep, there it is. So, shell equals completely formed now. He can do that. I think he might always do that. He also just leveled up and gets another attack. Gigadyne. It's bad news. I'm really glad Chie dodged that. In addition, I'm really glad I dodged that because I'm weak to electricity. So I should probably switch personas here. Who else has Rakunda? Anybody? No. Okay, I'm gonna cast Rakunda this turn, and then get the heck out of dodge next turn and switch personas. Otherwise, I could be in a bad way real quick here. I think we should probably keep it up with the magic train here. I'm using way more SP than I intended to this fight. If I had known that I was going to be using this much, I definitely would have healed at the Fox instead of healing with soul foods and soul drops. But that's okay. Lifestone, yeah, I think that's probably the right answer. I could have used an ointment, however, that puts her back in line with the rest of our health averages. So, see, all our health is basically healed the same now. Okay, as you can see, there's only one little guy at the top of the screen there, in the little box, which means he's either going to do attack or bomb. That time there was 4.
Senpai, are you okay?
So that means he did Gigadyne. Also, turns out Gigadyne isn't Zeo-based. Otherwise, that would have murdered my face. So that's good. I'm actually going to use Maruki Kaja, because Gigadyne hurts, man. It hurts bad. So hopefully that'll allow us to survive one more Gigadyne. Which should be all I need. That spot, I guess. You can now see why Mediarama would be very useful for this fight. We're taking a lot of damage now. A lot of damage, a lot of times. Command, physical attack, Yukiko. As long as it's not me. Or bomb. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I forgot to mention, I was wrong about what the bomb does. The bomb inflicts exhaustion, which I thought, after I said dizzy, that it sounded wrong. However, I wasn't sure, so I didn't say anything. Yes, it does indeed inflict exhaustion, not dizzy. Okay, so we're switching to Undine because she has Diorama.
They've weakened Yukiko-senpai.
And I'm gonna help out Yukiko a little bit by doing this here. getting us all basically back up to full. If someone wants to cast, if someone wants to use Wake Up Hit on Yukiko, though, that would be awesome. Ah, come on, GA. In fact, I'm gonna use a thingy. I cannot find one. Royal Jelly, that's what it is, on Yukiko to get rid of that thing. Because if I attack with Yukiko next turn, that's gonna sap her SP, and I need her SP. So I think it was worth kind of wasting GA's turn. And she did 151 damage with her attack anyway. So, definitely worth it. Stop using bombs. That's not very cool at all. Okay, as long as it's not Giga Dime. Physical attack, I can take that. That's fine.
They've weakened Yosuke-senpai.
Sure. Let's try Bufala. Let's see how much Bufala does with Undine. 129. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I forgot he was exhaustion. That's gonna sap his SP hard. Yeah, 25. He was at 29, now he's at 4. That's bad. That's bad. Sure, we'll use Black Spot. I don't think we're gonna be able to knock him down this turn unless this crits. 110, yeah, there's no way we can do... That's what, 250 probably still remaining on there? This Aguilar will get him close, but not close enough. Okay, standard attack. Good. Nice dodge. And Gigadine, that's kind of what I figured. Okay, well, we're still alive and kicking just fine. So... Bufala should knock him down. Though we're at 1 SP now. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, his defense must have... Yeah, it went back to normal. Okay. In that case, Yosuke, let's use... What kind of soul items do I have? I have soul food. I have another soul food. Which does restore full. Or I don't have any more soul whatever the middle one is. I guess we're using soul foods then. Yeah, oh well. I'll use that on... That's actually really tough. We could all use it. I guess I'll use it on Yosuke, because his Garula is really good.
They've weakened Yosuke-senpai.
And then... I'm just gonna physically attack with Chie, because that should be all it takes, except the fact that we missed, which is highly unfortunate. Okay, Aguilar then. I was gonna heal with Yukiko, but I guess now we're just gonna take him down with Yukiko instead. Darn. That's an all-out attack you should never not do, because you don't get a once more for knocking him down like that. So that's 77 damage you'd otherwise be completely missing out on. Because if you say no, you get no bonus whatsoever. Also, okay, so he's going to be using Zionda, which is problematic because my Tridlav is weak to Zionda. So, do I have any personas that are resistant to electricity? I have one that's null to electricity. Unfortunately, it's a pretty weak persona. However, I think I'm going to do that because that will allow me to kind of play a support role. Oh, displaying adaptability. That's for changing personas like 10 times in a battle or something, I think. This is going to allow me to play, like, support role for a while here. For things like using a soul drop on Yukiko.
I'm sorry.
Just restore her SP a little bit. Also, I'm really glad Yosuke recovered there. Garula, unfortunately, I don't have a Rakunda to use on him. I really have no way of getting one either. So there are no items that cast Rakunda on the enemy, as far as I know. There's things like that increase your hit and evasion rate. Restores 100 SP to an ally. I didn't even realize I had that. I would have used that on Yosuke. Well, okay, whatever. There goes the soul food. Wasted. That's fine. However, I will use that on Yukiko next. Maybe I'll use that on myself. I'll probably use that on myself next turn. Yeah, that's the answer. That's the answer to the question. I'm going to use Tarokaja on Yosuke, however, to try to offset the fact that I don't have Rakunda on the boss. Aguilau. yes.
Go forth!
I should be null to Zionga, so the only thing the boss should do to hit me would be... I forgot Yosuke's weak to Zionga. I'm so stupid.
Yukiko-senpai needs help.
Would be to use Megadola, which I didn't think would kill me. Or to physically attack. What a cruel boss. What a cruel boss. I realized I was literally 500 experience away from getting both Counter-Strike with Chie here, which is going to replace Counter. Just gives an extra 5% chance to reflect physical. However, I was also 500 experience away from getting Medea-Rama with Yukiko. So there was really no point in me not doing that, because I was just gimping myself by not having it. So hopefully this time that should be the tipping, that should be the change that turns the tide in our favor. We are once again getting close to getting this guy down. Hopefully he does not complete his shell before we get a chance to knock him down. I've also been using a slightly different strategy this time, which I don't know why it didn't occur to me last time, which is whatever ability he used. For instance, this time he used Blue Wall and used electricity. And sweet, we destroyed his shell. I'm so relieved about that. However, he was using electricity, so what I did, instead of guarding with Yosuke every turn, I used one of my handy-dandy little paprikas that I had, which I'm actually about to do again right here, because he just used wind. Well, actually, no, wait. He just used wind. I don't have anything that's weak to wind. However, if someone was weak to wind, I would take one of my green paprikas, and I'd be like, boom! Here you go, have some wind resistance, and instead of being weak, now you're resistant to wind, and then I don't have to guard with you every turn. That's what I would do. However, we're not in that situation, so we're just going to sit here and tank it. Because our HP is high enough that we're not really in danger of dying, ideally. However, we also have Medea-Rama, so... Oh, that's kind of unfortunate that he resists Yosuke's spells now, though. That part's kind of upsetting. However, the good news is we do have 3 turns with which to wail on him, because I'm quite certain for the next 3 turns he'll just be casting Madarla and then attacking. I don't think he'll ever rebuild his shell. I stand corrected. I did not realize he did that. Maybe he starts doing that at the end of the fight as some added difficulty? I'm not completely sure. However, hopefully we can get him down before such time as it becomes problematic. We're darn close. Power Slash will probably do more than Garla will at this point. Oh yeah, definitely. I can't afford Black Spot because I don't have enough HP, but Rampage it is then. Go, 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 go! Oh, 1 hit. Chie, I'm willing to sacrifice you. Hopefully it won't be necessary. Hopefully he just falls over dead right now. Yes! We took out his shell, and that should be game. There it is. Medea-Rama helped a lot. Didn't really make all the difference, but it helped a lot. Also, Rise just hit level 43, so Rise's persona is kind of different in that the new ability she gets, for instance, this one is it makes treasure chests that are on the map visible, even if we haven't been there.